Having tucked his son into bed for what seemed like a million times, Logan Clark prayed. "Have a good night, buddy," he said as he kissed Ethan on the forehead. Ethan's eyes grew wide with fear. Logan sighed. "Dad, can I sleep with you and Mom tonight? I don't like being alone." It had become a habit. "I'm sorry, champ, but you need to sleep in your own bed now that you're a big boy." But Ethan's pleading eyes melted Logan's resolve, and he relented. Weeks turned into months, and Ethan's insistence on sleeping in his parents' bed showed no signs of abating. Despite trying everything, reward charts, new bedding, a night light that resembled Ethan's favorite superhero, Logan and his wife Sarah could not get Ethan to behave. It was Logan's sincere hope that his son would be able to sleep in his own bed once again. As soon as Ethan started sleeping in their bed, he struggled to get a good night's sleep. There was no explanation for this for Logan and Sarah. There was nothing to worry about. All of a sudden, something changed for Ethan. He was no longer able to sleep in his own bed or room. Even though they loved their son, his sleeping in their bed every night was hurting their relationship as a couple, as well as ruining their sleep pattern. Logan eventually had to sleep on the single couch in their bedroom due to Ethan taking up most of the bed. Logan suffered from stiff neck and backaches every morning. Every night, he had to sleep in his bed with his son, which he couldn't understand. Their bad habit was becoming unbreakable. Ethan did not respond when they talked to him about it. The only thing he said was that he was afraid of the dark. Logan was not convinced by this, since he had never had a problem with the dark before. Logan never expected the bus driver to come out and talk to him as he stood outside waiting for Ethan's school bus. Known for his friendliness, Mr. Johnson was loved by all. It was Logan's pleasure to ride on the bus with him, and he appreciated how he looked out for every child on board. He had no idea that Mr. Johnson would reveal something about Ethan that would make his blood boil, prompting him to seek answers. "Mr. Clark, I noticed something about your son. I think you need to talk to him." Logan found it strange that Mr. Johnson would say that. "What's wrong, Mr. Johnson?" he asked. "What did you see?" After Ethan had become so dependent on sleeping in their bed at night, Logan was eager to learn what he had seen. Logan was shocked to the core when Mr. Johnson revealed something to him. Sarah and Logan lived in suburban bliss. Their 7-year-old son, Ethan, was the pride of their family. He kept to himself most of the time and was a quiet boy. There was only one friend at school with whom Ethan usually talked. Video games or reading in his room were his favorite pastimes. Sarah and Logan weren't concerned about Logan being introverted. Their response was positive. As long as Ethan was happy, they were happy. It was always noted by his teachers that he had excellent reading skills, and he always got good grades. It would soon change, however, when Ethan's teacher began writing letters to his parents. In the last month, he wasn't doing as well as he once did. Logan talked to his son when he saw how his son's grades had gone down. "Buddy, what's going on? Why are your grades slipping like this?" In an attempt to avoid eye contact, Ethan fiddled with his hands. "I don't know, Dad. There's something about school these days that just doesn't appeal to me." There was something wrong, Logan sensed. "Is there something bothering you, Ethan? You can tell me." After a moment of hesitation, Ethan sighed. "It's nothing, really. Just stuff. I don't like school anymore. Do you think I can change schools?" The statement Logan's son made shocked him. It was always a pleasure to go to school and to work with the teachers. What had changed? "I don't think we can move you to another school at this point. It's all here. My work. Mom's work. We can't just move. It will disrupt a lot of things." The only thing Ethan could do was look down. Logan knew there was more to it. Ethan's behavior became more withdrawn. He would come home from school and retreat to his room without a word. Concern gnawed at Logan and Sarah's hearts, and they knew they had to get to the bottom of it. One evening, as they sat at the dinner table, Logan broached the subject again. "Ethan, we've noticed you haven't been yourself lately. Is there anything going on at school? Anything you want to talk about?" That night, as the family had settled into their beds, Logan and Sarah heard their bedroom door creak open. When Logan looked up, he saw his son standing there, looking slightly embarrassed. "Dad, can I sleep in here tonight, please?" Logan didn't hesitate for a minute. He pulled open the covers and ushered his son in, not knowing that it was his biggest mistake yet. And that's how it began. Every night, Ethan would walk into his parents' bedroom with some excuse for why he couldn't sleep in his own bed. Logan loved his son, but he couldn't deny that Ethan was causing them all kinds of problems. For starters, Ethan took up all of the space in the bed, which prompted Logan to sleep on the single couch in the bedroom. This, in turn, resulted in Logan having a stiff neck as well as a painful back. He just couldn't manage to get a proper night's sleep ever since his son had moved into their bedroom. The more Logan discussed the problem with her, the more she shrugged off his concerns. "He's clearly afraid of something, Logan. We can't turn him away in his time of need. He has to stay." Sarah's insistence on accommodating Ethan's nightly visits grated on Logan's nerves. One evening, after yet another night of discomfort on the cramped couch, Logan confronted Sarah. "We can't keep going on like this, Sarah. Ethan needs to learn to sleep on his own." Sarah's eyes flashed with defiance. "And what if he's truly scared, Logan? What if something is haunting him? We can't just abandon him. He is only 7 years old." Logan sighed, frustration bubbling within him. "I'm not saying abandon him, but we need to figure out what's really going on. He wasn't like this before." But Sarah remained resolute, refusing to entertain the idea of pushing Ethan out of their bed. Logan felt a growing divide between them, a chasm widening with each passing night. "No, I don't want to make him uncomfortable. Just leave him be. Things will work out on its own. Ethan will come around, but for now, we must support him." As days turned into weeks, the tension between Logan and Sarah reached a breaking point. Logan found himself withdrawing, seeking solace in his work, and the few hours of rest he could manage on the couch. Sarah, on the other hand, doubled down on her support for Ethan, growing increasingly distant from Logan. Their communication dwindled to mere exchanges of necessity and understanding that once defined their relationship. Logan felt adrift in his own home, a stranger navigating the wreckage of what was once his sanctuary. Each night, as Logan lay on the uncomfortable couch, his mind churned with frustration and despair. But what tormented him most was the knowledge that his son was suffering, trapped in a cycle of fear and dependency. Logan wanted to protect Ethan. His heart ached with anguish as he watched his family unravel before his eyes, torn apart by the very love that once bound them together. Driven by desperation, Logan resolved to uncover the truth, whatever the cost. He couldn't let his family be divided in this way, but no matter how hard he searched, the answers eluded him, slipping through his fingers like grains of sand. As the nights grew longer and the shadows deeper, Logan felt himself teetering on the brink of despair. He couldn't continue like this, trapped in a cycle of uncertainty and fear. But just when Logan was on the verge of surrender, a glimmer of hope emerged from the darkness. A chance encounter with a neighbor, a retired psychologist, led Logan down a new path, one that promised insight and understanding. For Logan was not just a father grappling with his son's fears, he was a warrior, fighting for the happiness and well-being of his family. And no matter the cost, he would see this battle through to its end. With newfound determination, Logan sought solace in the wisdom of the retired psychologist, Dr. Montgomery. Dr. Montgomery shared stories of resilience and triumph, offering insights that sparked a glimmer of hope in Logan's heart. He learned that sometimes the greatest challenges held the seeds of the most profound growth. Armed with this newfound perspective, Logan approached his son with renewed compassion, his words infused with empathy and patience. Despite his efforts, Ethan remained distant, his silence a barrier Logan couldn't breach. Logan felt like a sailor lost at sea, searching desperately for a beacon to guide him through the darkness. He longed for the warmth of Sarah's embrace, for the laughter and joy that once filled their home. But it felt like a distant dream, slipping further from his grasp with each passing moment. The weight of their fractured family bore down on him like a crushing wave, threatening to drown him in despair. He couldn't continue like this, trapped in a cycle of uncertainty and fear. With a heavy heart and trembling hands, Logan made a decision. He would confront Ethan no matter the cost. He couldn't bear to watch his son suffer in silence any longer. The next morning, as Ethan prepared to leave for school, Logan took a deep breath, steeling himself for what was to come. With a voice laced with determination, he called out to his son, "Ethan, we need to talk." Ethan turned to him, his eyes wide with surprise. "Dad, what's wrong?" Logan took a moment to gather his thoughts. "I know something's been bothering you, Ethan. I can see it in your eyes, feel it in the air, but you can't keep it bottled up inside. You have to talk to me, son." Ethan's gaze faltered, a flicker of uncertainty crossing his features. But before he could respond, the school bus pulled up outside their home, its doors opening with a hiss of air. But he knew that this was just the beginning, the first step on the long road to healing their fractured family. And no matter what lay ahead, Logan was determined to see it through, for the sake of his son and the love that bound them together. But before anything happened, Logan found himself face to face with the school bus driver, Mr. Johnson. Before the bus drove off to school, the driver came up to Logan, looking like he had something on his mind.
Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story.
"Mr. Clark, how are you? I just wanted to mention something to you. Your son, Ethan. He's a good boy, I can see that. But lately, he's been really down in the dumps. He is not his usual self. I think you need to talk to him. I think I have my suspicions, but please talk to him. I hate to see him this way." "Mr. Johnson, I've tried talking to him, but he doesn't want to open up to me. Please tell me what your suspicions are so that I can help him in the best way possible." Mr. Johnson looked at Logan with sympathy in his eyes. "Mr. Clark, I think your son is being bullied at school. I've even seen them teasing him on the bus, and I put a stop to it immediately. I could be wrong, but please talk to him. Make him open up to you." When the clock struck 2 p.m. and Ethan stepped through the front door, Logan could see the weight of the world upon his young shoulders. His son's eyes held a weariness that tore at Logan's heart, a silent plea for understanding. With a gentle yet firm resolve, Logan guided Ethan to the living room, where they settled onto the couch. The air between them crackled with tension, but Logan refused to back down. "Ethan, I need you to trust me," Logan began, his voice steady despite the turmoil raging within him. "I know something's been bothering you, and I won't rest until we get to the bottom of it." Ethan shifted uncomfortably. "It's nothing, Dad. Just school stuff." his gaze fixed on the floor. "Ethan, I spoke to Mr. Johnson today. He's worried about you, son. He thinks you might be getting bullied." Ethan's eyes widened in shock, a flicker of fear crossing his features before he quickly masked it with a forced nonchalance. "Bullied? Dad, no. It's nothing like that. I can handle it." Logan's heart shattered at the sight of his son's brave facade crumbling before him. He reached out, placing a hand on Ethan's shoulder, his touch gentle, yet firm. "Ethan, you don't have to face this alone. Whatever it is, we'll face it together. But you have to tell me the truth. Are you being bullied?" Ethan hesitated, his shoulders slumping as the weight of his secret threatened to overwhelm him. Finally, in a barely audible whisper, he confessed, "Yes, Dad, I'm being bullied." Logan's heart clenched with a mixture of anguish and fury. Anguish at the pain his son had endured in silence, and fury at the perpetrators who had inflicted such torment upon him. Without a word, Logan pulled Ethan into a tight embrace, holding him close as tears threatened to spill from his own eyes. "I'm so sorry, Ethan. I should have known. I should have been there for you." Ethan buried his face in his father's chest, his own tears mingling with Logan's as years of pent-up emotion poured forth. In that moment, the walls of silence crumbled, and father and son found solace in each other's arms. But amidst the tears and the pain, there was also a glimmer of hope. For the first time in months, Logan felt a sense of clarity, a purpose driving him forward. He would confront the bullies, he would stand up for his son, and he would ensure that Ethan never had to face such cruelty again. Together, they would navigate the stormy seas of adolescence, hand in hand, father and son united against whatever challenges lay ahead. With a newfound resolve burning in his chest, Logan knew he had to take action. He gently pulled away from the embrace, his eyes meeting Ethan's with unwavering determination. "Ethan, listen to me," Logan said, his voice firm yet filled with compassion. "You are not alone in this. We are going to face this together, but we need to take the first step. I'm going to talk to your school, and we'll put a stop to this once and for all." Ethan's eyes widened with a mixture of relief and uncertainty. "But what if it makes things worse, Dad? What if they retaliate?" Logan shook his head, his conviction unwavering. "We can't let fear dictate our actions, Ethan. We have to stand up for what's right, no matter the cost. And I promise you, I won't rest until those bullies are held accountable for their actions." With a heavy heart, Ethan nodded, a flicker of hope igniting within him. For the first time in months, he felt a glimmer of optimism, a belief that maybe, just maybe, things could get better. As Logan made arrangements to meet with the school authorities, he couldn't shake the feeling of unease gnawing at his insides. The road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he refused to falter. For Ethan's sake, for his family's sake, he would see this through to the end. Together, father and son stood on the precipice of change, ready to confront the darkness that had threatened to tear them apart. And as they faced the storm together, Logan knew that no matter what lay ahead, they would emerge stronger, united in their unwavering love and resilience. As Logan prepared to confront the school authorities, a sense of urgency gripped him. He couldn't afford to waste any more time while his son suffered in silence. With determination fueling his steps, Logan marched into the school, his jaw set with resolve. He demanded to speak to the principal, his voice echoing with a firmness that brooked no argument. The principal, taken aback by Logan's intensity, ushered him into her office, concern etched on her face. "Mr. Clark, what brings you here today?" Logan wasted no time in getting to the point. "My son Ethan is being bullied at this school, and I won't stand for it any longer. I need your assurance that immediate action will be taken to address this issue. The principal's expression softened, her eyes filled with sympathy. "I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Clark. Bullying is a serious matter, and we take it very seriously here at our school. Please, tell me everything you know, and we'll do everything in our power to put a stop to it." Logan recounted Ethan's ordeal, his voice trembling with emotion as he described the pain and suffering his son had endured. The principal listened attentively, her expression growing more determined with each passing moment. "Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Mr. Clark. I assure you that we will launch a thorough investigation into these allegations, and the perpetrators will face appropriate consequences. No child should have to endure such cruelty." Relief flooded through Logan as he left the principal's office. A weight lifted from his shoulders. Finally, after months of anguish and uncertainty, he had taken the first step towards justice for his son. As he stepped out into the sunlight, a sense of hope blossomed within him. No matter the challenges that lay ahead, he knew that he would face them head-on, fueled by the love he held for his son and the unwavering belief that together they could overcome anything. With the wheels of change set in motion, Logan felt a renewed sense of purpose coursing through his veins. He knew there was still a long road ahead, but for the first time in what felt like an eternity, he dared to believe that things could get better. As he returned home, he found Sarah waiting for him, her eyes filled with a mixture of concern and curiosity. "Logan, what happened at the school? Is everything okay?" Logan enveloped Sarah in a tight embrace, his heart overflowing with gratitude for her unwavering support. "Sarah, I spoke to the principal. They're going to investigate the bullying, and they've assured me that they'll take appropriate action. We're finally going to put a stop to this." Relief flooded through Sarah's features as she clung to Logan. A weight lifted from her shoulders. "Oh, Logan, that's wonderful news. I was so worried about Ethan. Thank you for taking charge and standing up for him." In that moment, as they held each other close, Logan felt a profound sense of connection with Sarah, a bond strengthened by the trials they had endured together. For the first time in months, he saw a glimmer of the woman he had fallen in love with, the woman who had stood by his side through thick and thin. With a newfound sense of unity, Logan and Sarah vowed to face whatever challenges lay ahead as a team, their love for each other and their son serving as a beacon of hope in the darkness. And as they looked towards the future, hand in hand, they knew that no matter what trials awaited them, they would face them together, stronger and more resilient than ever before. As the days passed, Ethan began to open up to his parents more, the weight of his secret slowly lifting from his shoulders. With their unwavering support, he found the courage to confront the bullies and stand up for himself. With each passing victory, Ethan's confidence grew, his smile returning brighter than ever before. And as he stepped into the light, no longer shackled by fear, he discovered a newfound strength within himself. He began sleeping in his own bed, causing much relief in the Clark household. Ethan was his old self again. In the days that followed, Logan and Sarah worked tirelessly to support Ethan as he navigated the aftermath of the bullying incident. Together, they created a safe and nurturing environment where Ethan felt empowered to share his feelings and fears without reservation. With the help of the school's intervention, Ethan began to heal, his confidence slowly returning with each passing day. And as the weeks turned into months, the shadow of fear that had once plagued their family began to dissipate, replaced by a newfound sense of resilience and unity. Logan and Sarah's relationship blossomed once again, strengthened by their shared determination to protect their son and each other. They rediscovered the joy of laughter and companionship, cherishing every moment they spent together as a family.